All right, welcome, Hornet Nation, to beautiful Roseau, Minnesota. Sorry about the delay on the link. It's a casualty of war. But there are three things that are certain when you come to Roseau for a hockey tournament. First is all there is to do is to eat, drink, and play hockey. And we've covered off on eating. The parents have certainly done their fair share of drinking, and now it's time to play hockey. So your Hornets will be facing off against the Bemidji Lumberjacks. I'd like to say that Bemidji is up north, but we're actually farther north than Bemidji. Just a mere 10 miles from the Canadian border, we'll be taking on the Lumberjacks in what will sure to be a memorable Friday night classic. No Richard. So, with that said, we're moments away from puck drop. One casualty to note is Helmer will be sitting out. He suffered an injury in the first game, so we'll be without his services today. Other than that, we're missing JJ, and we have a full complement. So starting out the game, we're going to have Bergmeyer, Ewers, and Wilkins backed up by Potts and Potter. And away we go from the north rink. Bergmeyer now gaining the line on the right side. He took a cranker. Soft shot on net as Bemidji tries to establish a breakout from behind the net. Wilkins wheeling, dealing in front, trying to center it out front. Here come the Lumberjacks wheeling up the ice. Potter keeping his man to the outside. Saucering it around to the near side. Ewers trying to pick it up from the point. Lumberjacks launch a shot. Wilkins now chipping it up all the way up. Here comes Bergmeyer gaining on the left side. He's got Ewers wide open. Tipped off on the pass. Held up now. Wilkins now gaining, trying to get in there. And here come the Lumberjacks on the reverse. It's going to take me a while. Got to get settled here, as this was literally a last-minute transmission. But not to worry. Potts from the corner, boxing his man out. Wheeling it up the wall. Now the Lumberjacks. They lost earlier to Cottage Grove, I believe, 2-1 in the morning session. From the point, Lumberjacks firing. Way up high over Quickie's shoulder, but still contained in the zone. Here's Ewers throwing it up just on the backhand side of Ferrara. That would have been a fast break, and the reverse course for the Lumberjacks as they roll in behind the net, looking. Dealing, wheeling behind the net. Potts trying to hold him outside. Still the Lumberjacks holding court, throwing it down to the corner, looking at their options. Back to the point. Lumberjacks look down to the wall. Disrupted pass. Now Potts throwing it up high and out of play. So, with 15-16 left in the first, we have no score. It's a decidedly different atmosphere here in the North Rink, which is adjacent to the Memorial. It's not as grandiose, but it'll do. Nolan on the draw. He's got Ferrara. He's got Gavrita. Back puck thrown way out. Mizzle sends it all the way down. And we'll do it again. Mizzle's joined by Darlene on the backstop. Face off to the left of Quickie. Nolan ready for the drop. Puck sent right back to Mizzle. Mizzle from behind the net starts his breakout. Up to Kurvita, one-timer all the way up to Nolan. Now back to Kurvita. Kurvita slicing his way through the neutral zone, gaining on the left side. Stopping short, looking, centering. Sticked aside by the Lumberjack tender. Ferraro from the corner, centering. Tipped away by the Lumberjack D. Kurvita now working it. Pinned aside by a Lumberjack D, and now the Lumberjacks reverse course on their way. Through the red line, now gaining on the left side and throwing it down deep into the Hornet zone. Nice play by Mizzle to chip it up on the wall. Now it's Darlene. Wheeling and dealing up to Kurvita, gaining on the right side all the way over. Missed pass, and this will be sent down, and Darlene will collect for the reset. Rink wide across to Mizzle, all the way up, a bit too hot for Hester, and this one goes down for an icing at 14-13. So we had a huge block of time to kill off today. We had a game at 8, as some of you know, and a game at 8 at night. So what does one do in Roseville? Nothing. That's the key. There's nothing to do here. We went bowling. We ate and sat around. And now it's hockey time. Ivany on the draw. He's got Hester. He's got Dorsey. Backed up by Potts and Potter. In the near side corner. Dorsey chips it around. He gets it up to Ivany. Ivany gains on the right side. He's got Hester. Wheels in. Firing. Did you see it? Did you see it? Yes! Hornets strike first with a beautiful shot by Ivany. As they look to put their stamp of authority on this game early at 13:59. A big vote of confidence after a tough game this morning where the Hornets fell 8-4 against Roseau. So we'll do it again. Potter from the backcourt throws it up the wall. He's held firm by the Lumberjack D. Still banging on the wall, working it. Hester working his man. Doing a good job holding up the forecheck, and now it's sent all the way down, and Quickie steers it aside to Ivany. Ivany from behind the cage, wheeling up, sweeps it through the leg. Can Hester get there? No, it's held in, and the Lumberjacks throw it right back down. From the corner, stolen by Potts. Potts throws it up to Dorsey. Dorsey chips it aside. Ivany meets it on the far wall, slaps it down into the Lumberjack zone. Lumberjacks looking for a reset. Long stretch bank pass up to the red line. Held there by Potts. Well done. Swept away by Darlene. Darlene up to Ewers. Ewers now working his way down around the circle from the corner. Centering. Bergmeyer. Nothing. And here come the Lumberjacks working 2-on-2 as they roll through the blue line across the slot. Nothing. And from the corner, Lumberjacks still holding it. A cheeky little forecheck they got going as Darlene sends it up. Missed pass by Ewers, and it's sent right back down. Bergmeyer from behind the net chips it up to Wilkins. Wilkins surveys, looks, tried to sweep it across. Fan on the pass, but here's Mizzle. Mizzle working his way down. Look at this defenseman. Rolling across, tipped away at the last second. Ewers didn't get a chance to throw it home. And now all the way down. Here's a break for the Lumberjacks. They roll in, they score! A huge floater. Somehow he was left unmarked. And that's what you have on a Friday night. It's 1-1 hockey at 12:19 in the first. A rare miscue by the Hornets, leaving that floater unguarded. But to be sure, that will not happen again. Nolan on the draw with Kervita and Ferrara, backed up by Potts and Potter. Puck sent back. Lumberjacks looking from the backcourt, sliding up in the near side wall. 3-on-2 situation blooming. But it's held up on the blue line. Now sent through. Back to the Lumberjack D as they look to establish some possession. Gaining on the left side. Rolling in on the circle. Firing. And Quickie flashes the leather and traps it away. And we'll get a face-off deep in the Hornet zone. To the right of Quickie. We'll do it again. Noel on the draw. Sweeps it aside. Still on the puck. Holding it, banging it. Leaves it for Potts. Potts sends it up to Ferrara, who gets it to Kervita on his backhand side, who sweeps it up to Nolan. Nolan now gaining on the right side. He's working it all the way around. He gets it in front. There it is for Ferrara. No connection, though. Here comes Lumberjacks on the reverse, sweeping through the red line. They're held up. Nicely done. But they gain the line on the left side, walking in, all the way in, into Quickie's chest, and saved accordingly. So a lot of back and forth action. No team dominating at this point. As Dorsey, Hester, and Ivany roll in with Darlene and Mizzled. Puck left in the corner. Mizzled battling his man, working him, pressing him. Throwing it around to Hester. Hester trying to advance the puck, still held by the Lumberjacks. Now swept out all the way down. Dorsey in pursuit. Lumberjacks from behind the net. Looking up ice, reversing course. Trying to establish a clear lane. Nothing. Held down deep. Now pressed up on the wall. One-time pass. Lumberjacks streaking down on a 2-on-2. Trying around the backs. Very nifty move as they work their way around to no avail. Now swept behind the net. Mizzle holding his man, pinning him to the wall. Ivany rolling in, helping out. Boys battling in the corner. Nothing going on. And now we get a whistle. We get something. Something sort of something. I think we get a penalty. And it looks like Ivany is going to be shown the gate. I think it was a cross check. We'll see. 2 minutes for cross checking. So the Lumberjacks, with 10:34 on the clock, 1-1 game, will have the power play advantage. Hester on the draw. Comes away to Dorsey. Dorsey now streaking through, rolling down, gaining the line, checked off. Tried to center the pass, didn't quite get enough on it, and here come the Lumberjacks on the reverse. 2-on-2 situation, rolling in. Darlene keeps his man to the outside, doing a good job. Dorsey in to try to pickpocket, now held down low, back to the point, looking, over to the other point, down to the wall, back to the point. Good movement by the Lumberjacks as they throw it on net, and now swept out of the zone by Darlene. And the Lumberjacks will have to reset in their own zone. Long stretch pass, intercepted now by Darlene, and Darlene throws it down. And the Hornets go for a line change as the Lumberjacks take up the cause. From the red line, they try to sweep it across. Weak errant pass, and they're going to have to reset. Now, trying to advance, nothing. Now here's a chance for Wilkins. Wilkins rolling, he blew a tire. What happened to Wilkins? I don't know. Lumberjacks from behind their net. Bergmeyer in, trying to disrupt play. As the Lumberjacks now rolling through the neutral zone with speed. Gaining on the left side, walking around the circle, trying to do a short side stuffer. I don't know. Now looking from the wall. Back to the point in a high slot, walking in. Good deflection by Bergmeyer. He's going to feel that one tomorrow. He's still soldiering on. As the Lumberjacks still pressing from the point. Now from the circle. Back to the point. Looking. No clear lane as they go D to D. Now looking. From that high slot, they're looking for that lane. Nothing. Out front. Pass does not collect. And is sent out of the zone. Well done by Potter. Now, Lumberjacks from the red line. Wheeling up. Gaining on the left side. Walking in. Potts holding his man on the outside. Who's going to come away with it? I don't know. But the Lumberjacks are in control on this power play. Working to out front. A lot of commotion. Nothing. And there it goes in. Lumberjacks capitalized. Ivany was out of the box, so both teams were at full strength. There was just a lot of traffic out front. And the Lumberjacks take a 2-1 lead with 8:26 left in the first. So we're going to get a line change. Bringing in Nolan, Kervita, and Ferrara. Backed up by Mizzelt and Darlene. Puck controlled by the Lumberjacks as they throw it up and just try to chip it into the zone, but Darlene does a good job holding. Kervita banging on the wall. Who's going to come away? Darlene chips it up. Swept away by the Lumberjack D as they chip it into the Edina zone. Mizzle picks it up in the corner, sweeps it aside to Darlene. Darlene surveys, looks up to Kervita. One-timer to Nolan. Nolan's got Ferrara. 2-on-1 situation. Rolling in. A shot off the clanker. Did you hear the clank? Yes, it was a clank. Now, Lumberjacks reversing course. 3-on-2 situation. Held aside by beautiful play by Mizzle. Using his physicality. Now, Nolan from the backcourt. Rolling up. Long stretch pass to Ferrara. He gains on the left side. Now rolling in. A long shot. Trapped away by the Jacks keeper with 7:32. Hornets have to be angry after a lot of missed opportunities in the first game. Shots were pretty even this morning. We just couldn't find the back of the net. So Ivany, Hester, and Dorsey roll on with Potts and Potter. Puck rolled up on the wall. Here come the Lumberjacks, working it through the blue line, but Potts sweeps it around to Potter. Picked up by Ivany. Ivany rolling behind the net, back on the far side wall. Picked up by Ivany. Ivany rolls it up to Hester. Hester now sweeps it aside, sneaks around his man. He's got Dorsey in front. Dorsey, a one-timer, beautiful shot, but it just did not go in. Here come the Lumberjacks on the reverse. It's going to be picked up by Potter at mid-ice. He throws it back down into the Jack zone as they sweep it all the way back. It's back and forth, long sweeping passes. Into the zone, sweeping in, all the way aside. There's the opportunity, but it did not connect for the Lumberjacks. That was certain peril for the Hornets, as they left their man wide open on the far side. Centering pass deflected away by Potts on the far side wall. He tries to jam it up. It sneaks out of the zone, and the Jacks will have to reset. Now gaining on the left side, walking in all the way into the slot, into the uppers. A laser of a shot. Quickie had no chance on that one. And the Hornets have now dug themselves a familiar hole at 3-1. At 6:22 left in the first. So we got Bergmeyer, Ewers, and Wilkins in to undo the damage. Backed up by Dahlin and Mizzle. Puck tied up, swept back to Mizzle. Mizzle looking. Over to Dahlin. Dahlin looks for a lane, gets it up to Ewers, pushes it into the zone, all the way over to Wilkins. He's tied up. Back to Mizzle at the point. He sweeps it down with a shot that goes to the right. Dahlin pinches up, nice, sneaks out of the zone. And the Lumberjacks now have an opportunity as a big number 13 rolls in. He tries a toe drag. It's disrupted. And now the puck is out in the high slot. A shot hits traffic into the corner. Bergmeyer pinching up his man. Dahlin holding his man to the outside. Lumberjacks doing a good job controlling the puck. Back to the point. High slot into traffic. Here's Ewers. Ewers is going to have a break here if he can get the motor going. Rolling in. He's got Dahlin. Trailer now with Wilkins. Wilkins sends it down into the corner. Dahlin behind the net. Tried to center it out front. Hornets go for a line change. Here come the Lumberjacks streaking down on the left side. Rolling in. From his belly, he throws it up the wall. It's still contained by the Jacks, and they hold it. Dahlin, saucer pass all the way up. It's a foot race. Can Nolan get there? Nolan working it. He's boxed out. Lumberjacks go behind the net, looking up ice. Potts holding the zone, but the Jacks steal it back, and they just gain on the left side, walking in, looking for a centering. Nothing doing. Ferrara from the corner sweeps it up to Kervita. Kervita gaining on the left side. He just bats it down deep, and the Hornets press. Jacks trying desperately to roll it out. Here's Nolan sweeping around. High slot, shot, another rebound, nothing. Ferrara tried it up front again. There's Nolan again. It's pandemonium. Nothing. It's held. Oh, and Potts just couldn't quite sweep it into the line. He sends it back to Potter, who throws it all the way back down into the Jack zone. Good pressure by the Hornets. Just no connection. Now the puck is sent down into the Hornet zone. Potter, last man back, holding his man to the boards. Picked up by another Jack as he looks to center, all the way around in the circle. Now here's an opportunity. Oh, Kervita had a break going there, but nothing doing. Jack's holding it on the blue line. Ferrara now, 3-on-2 brewing, but one man leaves. Ferrara holding it, sweeps, throws it down, and he goes for a line change as well. Nolan in the corner, working his man. Now the Jacks reverse course. Rink wide, intercepted by Hester, but picked up by the Jacks as they roll through the red line and gain the blue line. Into the slot, looking for a shot. Contested. Quickie had to make a quick save. Now Dahlin from behind his net. Sends it back. Looks to Mizzle. Mizzle slides up, miss pass. Now Dorsey throws it out of the zone, but is stopped right at the blue line and sent back down. Hornets on their heels as they try to gain possession. From the slot, Lumberjacks look, firing from the line. Waffled aside by Quickie. Missiled from the corner, battling his man. Ivan in to help out. Jacks take a seat on the ice, and we're going to get some sort of something. Missile's going to get shown the gate for something. We'll find out in a moment. With 3:02 in the first, cross-check is the call. And the Jacks will have the man advantage for almost the majority of the period here. So Ivan and Hester on to kill this one out. Comes back to the high slot. Back to the point. Looking. Down to the circle. Jacks controlling. Down behind the net. Out front. Swept aside. Saved by Quickie. So Hester on the draw to the left of Quickie. Puck comes back to the point. Lumberjack survey. Looking for a cranker from the circle. Looking, firing into equipment. Hester pinning his man to the outside. Now Potter blasted out of the zone. And the Jacks will have to reset in the neutral zone. Gaining on the left side. Walking in. All the way in. Nice save by Quickie. Now Dorsey throwing it all the way up to Darlene. Darlene racing in. Darlene fires. Saved by the Jacks tender. And now extracurriculars. Darlene was thrown down in the corner, but no call. Golden opportunity, no connection with 2:22 to remain. So Bergmeyer and Ewers are in. Backed up by Darlene. And Ivany. Hornets still shorthanded for 119. As the Jacks now press the attack through the red line, gaining on the right side. Stop short. Ewers holding him up. Boys banged it up on the wall, working it. Ivany. Jacks come. Oh, we're going to get something. Hand pass. So we got a face-off. Should come outside the zone. And indeed it does. Bergie on the draw. Slides back to the Jacks D. They go up to the wing, gaining on the left side. Stopping short on the wall. All the way back to the point. Looking down low. Sliding into the corner. Jacks holding court. Jacks from behind the net. Looking to set something up. Wheeling around. Leaving it down in the corner once again. Now blasting through around the circle. Back to the point. Looking down to the other circle. Doing some fancy footwork. Back to the point. Back to the other point. A lot of point action. Down to the circle. Looking for that lane. Right out front. Nice shot. And the trailer left alone. And that shorthanded power play has now put your Hornets into a 4-1 deficit. So, both teams 5-on-5 now, with 1:28 left in the third, and the Hornets have work to do. Nolan, Farrar, and Kervita backed up by Mizzelt and Darlene. Nolan on the draw, sends it back. Darlene from the backcourt sends it up to Kervita, held on the line, and the Jacks reverse course the other way. Gaining the line, holding on the wall. Looking to set up shot. Down low, looking, short side shot, trying to center it, nothing. And now it's swept up the wall and held at the point. Lumberjacks doing a good job holding the puck possession. Now from the circle, long shots, sticked aside by Quickie. Held at the point, now sent down low. Jacks doing a good job, even though we're full strength both sides, in terms of puck possession. Puck sent up to Kervita, who bangs it out and sends it down into Jacks territory as they circle the net and cycle and look to break out. Long stretch pass intercepted. Potts now pinches up. A little bit too late. And now Potts is last man back, circling behind the net. Sends it up to Ferrara. A little bit too far. A cranker into the equipment. As the Jacks go rink wide and try to slide it by Potts. Good job holding the line. Sent back down deep. Ferrara on the wall, meets his man. Sent back down. Lumberjacks behind. He doesn't have a lot of help. As he looks to center it, there it is out front. Swept aside by Potter. Now up to Kreviter. Kreviter bangs it up the wall, tries to sneak by. Nothing doing. And that's where we leave it. 4-1 in favor of Bemidji. And we'll be back in 30 seconds. Looks like we're going to get a resurface, so it's going to be more like 10. So come back. All right, start of the second period. Bemidji up 4-1. But the score is not indicative of how this game has gone. Hornets have had opportunities, but they just need to put it home. Starting out with Bergmeyer, Wilkins, and Ewers, backed up by Potter and Potts. Let's see if we can't reverse our fortunes here. Bergmeyer on the draw. Puck sent back to Potter as he looks up ice for a lane. Slides it up the near side boards all the way down. Puck rolls behind Bemidji net. Held up by Bergmeyer as the Hornets look to take possession. Bemidji trying to slide it up. Hornets doing a good job holding the puck, and now the Jacks throw it down into the Hornet zone. Potter, last man back, ties his man up, but stolen away and pinched out by Bergmeyer. Good job. As Bergmeyer from behind the net looks up ice, looks, he can't quite get the handle to send the pass, and the puck is lost on the wall. Held in on the point from the high slot, walking in. Jacks just couldn't get the shot off. Now holding it down low, looking. From the side wall, back to the point, slides out of the zone, and the Jacks will have to reset. Bergmeyer contesting his man, and now the puck slides down, and the Hornets go for a wholesale line change. Jacks looking to take it, the opportunity, swept away by Mizzle. Mizzle curls, looks, and surveys. Long saucer pass all the way up, just on the wrong side of Nolan. And the Jacks reset in their own zone. Looking up ice. Puck a little bit too hot for the Jacks to handle, and Mizzle slides it across all the way over to Kervita on the far side wall. Swept away. Jacks holding court in their own zone. Banging up the wall. Mizzle throwing it back down. Mizzle holding at the line, slides it over to Darlene. Darlene throws it in the slot and contested and thrown back just by a Jack as the Hornets do a good job holding the zone all the way down to Kervita. No penalty called as Darlene is taken down. And now it comes back to Nolan at the point. He throws it on net, tipped by Ferrara. Nothing. As now it's swept out of the zone, and Potter now looks up ice from the red line. Throwing it down deep into the Lumberjack zone. Nolan gives chase behind the net. Gulfed around up the sideboard walls. As the Hornets trying to keep it in the zone, and in fact they do. They slide it down and go for more line change. Long stretch pass, just didn't happen. As the Jacks now trying to break through. Swept down. Ivany now picking the puck up. He dishes it off, but it's held by the Jacks as they look to gain the zone. They do. Now on the circle, swept away by Ivany. Ivany reverses course. Now, pushing it up to Hester. Hester, can you get there? Just a bit too far as Dorsey comes in to help hold the zone. Hester now trying to slide it across. Can Dorsey get there? Yes. Ivany, Dorsey. Yes, Dorsey. The rebound. Good things happen when you hang out front. And at 13:55, it is now 4-2. A lot of traffic out front. Dorsey just hanging there as a trailer, and he banged it home. And this is how you need to get it done. Ivany on the draw. Punt sent back to the Lumberjack D as they look up ice. Long saucer pass. Swatted back by Potts as Nolan throws it down into the zone. No, that's Dorsey. Puck tied up in the corner. Dorsey digs at it. Everyone digging. Look at all the digging going on. Nothing going on but digging. Piled up in the corner. A lot of hockey players. Who's going to come away? It's the Jacks. They overskate. Now they slide it up on the wall. Hester doing his best to contest it. All the way back to Mizzle. Mizzle slides it across to Dorsey. Caught up in his skates. And now the Jacks sweep through the neutral zone and gain on the right side. Looking to roll into the high slot. Swatted away. Still held there. Thrown back down. No connection on the centering pass. as the Jacks sweep it out again. Now Hester rolling, sends it up to Dorsey. Dorsey through the red line. He's going to gain on the left side, sweeps it around, stops short, held up, but throws it down deep. Right out front, there it is. Oh, just beyond Hester's reach. And Ivany tries to hold the zone. Nothing doing. He's going to have to sweep back. Doing a good job now, advancing the puck. Stick handling aplenty as he throws it down into the Lumberjack zone. Ewers, first man to meet on the wall. Lumberjacks now reversing course. Rink wide pass intercepted, and now Darlene from the back court looks at his options. Sliding it all the way around, trying to get it to Wilkins. He gets it to Bergmeyer. Up at the red line, Jack's trying to work it. Wilkins now powering his way through. Mizzle trying to hold the line. He does. Bergmeyer banging away at it. A lot of exchanges going on here in the neutral zone. And now it's thrown down into the Hornet zone. Mizzle saucering it up. This is going to go down for an icing at 11:56 with the score of 4-2 in favor of Bemidji. So we'll do it again to the left of Quickie. Puck tied up on the dot. Potter from the corner. Tries to work it up to Wilkins. Jacks looking to center from behind the net. Sweeping all the way around and leaving it back behind the net. Hornets holding the Jacks to the outside. Dropping the pass. Defense pinches up. Sweeps down. Looks around. Back to the point. Firing a long shot way over the net. Jack's doing a good job of holding the Hornets at bay. Bergmeyer and Potter working their man. Puck in the corner. Nowhere to go. Here comes Wilkins. Sliding up to Ewers. Ewers through the red line. Trying to walk around his man. Still working it. Now Wilkins in to stop it. And it sneaks around to the near side corner. Jack's now in the reverse. Rolling through the red line. Gaining in the center. Trying to work it through the slot. A shot that does not make it through. Potts battling his man behind the boards. Now it comes away to Darlene. Darlene sending up to Ewers. Ewers slashes it up. Here's Nolan with speed. Rolling down. Can he get there? He does. Nolan picks up the puck. Circles around. Looks out in front. There it is in front. Yes. Throw it in. No. Nothing. Yes. Nothing. No goal. Good pressure. Nolan from the corner, looking out front. No one home to receive that centering pass. Ferrara can't quite sweep it away on the circle, and it's sent all the way back to Mizzle to look up ice. Long stretch pass, doesn't connect to Nolan. Here come the Jacks as they gain the line and walk in, trying to toe drag around, intercepted by Mizzle and Darlene. Now Mizzle, long stretch pass, just over Nolan's stick. And this is going to sneak all the way down for an icing. 10:03 in the second. I feel like we're on the verge. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. But I feel like we're on the verge of something. Nolan set to take the drop to the left of Quickie. Puck slides back to Mizzle. Mizzle looks. Long saucer again. Flipped way up, all the way down. This is going to be steered aside by the Jacks tender. No icing. Puck slid up on the wall. Collected by Darlene at mid-ice. He slides it over to Nolan. Nolan working his way in. Around the circle. Boxed out. Can he get there? No, he can't. Now the Jacks reverse course on a 2-on-2. Working their way through. Now a 3-on-2. 3-on-1. Walking in. Someone's got to stop this guy. Now it's slept back to the point. A cranker, certified fresh, off the backside of the net. That wasn't a true clanker. And now it's up to the near side boards. Jack throw it back to the point. Another shot. Another. Ooh, Darlene swept it away at the last second. Jack's putting on tremendous pressure. Hornets need to gain control. They have to maintain their composure. Jack's from the corner, swept away by Mizzle. Mizzle looks up ice. All the way across. Can Karita sneak through? It's Ferrara's turn. Ferrara bangs it into the center ice. Nothing. And the Jacks sweep. Oh, we're going to get a penalty here. It's going to go against Bemidji. Interference. And the Hornets at 8:55 will be on the power play. So interference is the call. And we're going to Bergmeyer, Wilkins, and Ivany backed up by Ferrara and Darlene. Puck tied up on the dock, swept back to Ferrara. Ferrara looks, sends it to Darlene. Darlene looks. Over to Ferrara. Ferrara walks in on the circle, fires! Just off target. Ivany from the corner. Surveys. Stalks. Looks. Where's it going to go? It's going to go down to Darlene. Darlene tries to get it in front. Charlie throws it out front. Nothing. And now swept aside as the Jacks roll through. Gaining the line on the right side. Trying to sneak it through. Darlene pushing his man to the outside. Wilkins comes in to help out, and Darlene cleans up from behind the net. Now looking. Long stretch pass. Just a bit too far. Wilkins way offsides. And, in fact, that is the case. 1:20 left in the man advantage with 8:15 left on the clock in the second period. So we'll do it again. That's what we'll do. Yes, we will. Ivany on the draw. Puck sent back to Darlene. Darlene sweeps behind the net. He's held up and is picked up now by Ivany. Ivany looks up ice. He's going to skate this one through the neutral zone, gaining on the left side. Walk, stops, short, stop short. Picked up by the Jacks as they curl back and look to reverse course. Now, sweeping through the neutral zone, all the way in. Centering across a wide open man. A missed shot. Danger, danger, danger. As Ferrara tries to send it up ice. He's stopped short. And the Jacks are holding right on the line. Now gaining on the left side. Walking in with a nice move. Beautiful save by the Quickster. As Ferrara throws it down to the near side to Darlene. Hornets got to pay attention here. Darlene through the neutral zone. Through the red line. Through the blue line. He's through every line. Now he's walking all the way around. Centering out front. Nobody home. And the puck is sent back for Dorsey to collect in the Hornet zone. He throws it over to Mizzle. Mizzle looks up ice. As time ticks away, it comes to Dorsey on the near side wall. He's driving up. He throws it down deep into the Hornet zone with 10 seconds left in the man advantage. Back to the point, held by Mizzle. Mizzle throws it to Nolan just a bit too far, and it sneaks out of the Hornet zone, and Potter will have to collect. Potter curling around. Throws it up. And we get some sort of whistle. Both sides at full strength. As Bergmeyer, Wilkins, and Ewers roll in, backed up by Potter and Potts. Potts sends it up to Ewers. Ewers chucks it down into the Jack zone, and the Hornets give chase. From behind, the Jacks throw it up the near side wall, and they look to break out. Stopping short, looking, they go D to D. All the way up. Here's a launching pass, beautiful pass, held down by Potter. Well done. As the Hornets now sweep and cycle behind the net up to Wilkins. Wilkins pushes it through. He's got speed. He's rolling through. Puck on its edge. Can he see Ewers? Just a bit too far as the puck is tied up. Now Ewers throwing it back. Intercepted by the Jacks as they roll through the red line. Tipped aside there. Sent back to Potts. Potts up to Ewers. Ewers on the far side wall, looking at his options as he gains the line. He throws it on net, but no help arrives as the Hornets are going for a line change. Ferrara doing a good job holding the puck down low as the Jacks look to break out with less than 6 minutes to play. Kurvita throwing it back. Nolan, quick shot. It's still in the air. Nolan again. It's still in the air. Kurvita again. Too many agains. Now, back to the point. Darlene firing low. There's the rebound. Banging, banging. Nothing. Still there. Nothing. Banging. Yes. No. Oh, it just didn't go in. Back to the point. Held by Darlene. Darlene firing on the net. It's back to Nolan. Nolan firing into the equipment. It's into the goalie again, but nothing. What action. And the puck is sent down for an icing. Great pressure by the Hornets. Too many shots to count, but nothing. So Ivany, Dorsey, and Hester roll on. Donnelly and Mizzle backing them up. Face off deep in the Jacks territory. Ivany on the draw. Puck sent back behind the net as the Lumberjacks cycle for a breakout. Throwing it up on the wall, disrupted by Dorsey, and this will be collected by Mizzle at mid-ice. Deflected by the Jacks as they still roll in. Donnelly punches the clock and beats it to the side as Hester's trying to help it out. Sneaks through. Hester rolling up to Ivany. 3-on-1 situation. Ivany across. Yes. No. Dorsey can't handle the pass. Now down to the near side corner. Ivany battling it. Mizzle pinches up. Another tip by Hester. Nothing. Back to the point to Darlene. Darlene looking. He can't hold the line, and he's got to cycle back, giving it over to Mizzle, who throws it up to Ivany. Ivany, nice toe drag, but it's intercepted. Now, Mizzle punches it in, but we get an offside with 4:27 on the clock. The score remains stubbornly pinned at 4-2. As Bergmeyer, Wilkins, and Ewers roll on, backed up by Potter and Potts. Berge on the draw. Puck charging into the zone is held for momentarily, and now it sneaks out, and Bergmeyer throws it down deep. Jacks from behind their net. Looking to break out, punching it up on the far side wall. Bergmeyer delivering a big hit. Puck sneaks through. Potts loses his feet. And the Jacks are holding it in the Edina zone from the point. Throwing it up now down low. Trying to short side stuffer. Nothing. Swept away by Wilkins. Wilkins throws it up to Potter. Potter now driving. Tried a toe drag. Still gets it on the line. Throws it down deep. Wilkins holding in the corner. Looking to center. There it is. Bergmeyer fired in. Yes, Bergmeyer. Did you see it? Yes, Berge. Thrown in from Wilkins. The connection. I told you people. I had a feeling. And sometimes I'm wrong, but dang it, I was right. And it's 4-3. You got to believe people. Well done, Berge, to stay in there. So got Nolan, Ferraro, and Kavita on. Backed up by Darlene and Mizzles. The slimmest of advantages for the Lumberjacks is precarious as the Hornets have found new life. Mizzle throwing it to Darlene. Darlene tried to send it rink wide, and now the Jacks are rolling into the slot. Hornets trying to steer them away. Jacks still controlling behind the net. Rolling around the circle. Hornets got to press as the Hornets can't quite find the handle on the possession. Now it's thrown back to Mizzle. Mizzle throws it up the near side wall. Controlled by the Jacks as they try to sweep it up. Here's Ferraro rolling in. He's got Kavita. Can he see him? There it is. Kavita. Yes, Kavita. No, Kavita. Nothing. Oh, Kavita. Now the Jacks quick on the reverse. Rolling through. Sliding it up, and we get an offsides. Oh, that chance. Those boys just a second ago. With just under 3 minutes. I still have the feeling. I'm just saying it. Hornets are due to strike again. Nolan on the draw. Sent back. Jacks go D to D as they look up ice. Throwing it down deep into the Hornet zone. Quickie stops it short. Picked up by Darlene. Sent up one time by Kavita. Rolling through the zone. Kavita picks it up, but he overskates. Here come the Jacks. Reversing course. Kavita, can you get in there? Yes, you can. Throw it to, yes, Ferrara, rolling in. Yes, Ferrara, yes, no, saved. Oh, Ferrara. Nice connection. And that's what we need to see more of. It's those fast break transition opportunities with 2:33 on the clock. Great pass from Kavita all the way over to Ferrara, and Ferrara raced in. And a nice save by the Jacks tender. As Ivany, Hester, and Dorsey roll on. Backed up by Potter and Potts. Ivany set to take the drop to the left of the Jacks tender. Puck slides into the corner, and the Jacks cycle behind the net for a breakout. Tipped slightly, held by Potter on the point. He throws it down. Dorsey now from the wall, throws it in front. Nobody. Jacks control in the neutral zone as they race and gain on the right side. Potter holding his man. Jacks stopping short, now throwing it down. It's swept aside. Here's Hester rolling in. He's got Dorsey. Bit too far for Hester. Hester goes down. He's going to get a penalty for tripping. And indeed, that is the case. So Hornets will be shorthanded with 2:03 on the clock in the second. Hester is guilty, and he will do hard time. So the Hornets will have to dig deep with Dorsey and Ivany on to kill, backed up by Potter and Potts. We cannot give up a goal here. Master of the obvious, but it's very important. Ivany on the draw. Tied up on the dot. Who's going to come away? I don't know. But Potter slams it up the boards, held at the point. Ivany tried to pickpocket from the high slots. Hits traffic, still holding court. Down low, looking to center. All the way up into the high slot again. Another firing shot. Waffle away by Quickie. Lumberjacks having their way with the Hornets. Dorsey trying to gulf it out. Didn't get enough mustard on it and held on the line. Jacks holding in the corner, looking to set something up. Potts battling his man. Dorsey holding in the outside. Now, down to the corner. Jacks from behind the net, looking to center, looking, nothing. All the way out front. There it is out front. Swept aside by Potter. Banged by Dorsey. Yes, well done, Hornets. Still holding. Now, rolling in on the dot. There it is. Nothing. Quickie making the save. Potter banging his man. Jacks from behind. Looking to center again. Looking. Back to the point. Weak shot, covered up by Quickie. And a minute of this penalty has been burned off. Well done, Hornets. With 1:01 left in the second. So Bergmeyer and Wilkins are on with Mizzle and Darlene. Bergie on the draw to the right of Quickie. Puck sent back into the corner. Darlene shovels it all the way over to the near side corner. Mizzle does a good job pitching it out of the zone all the way down deep. And we'll get an icing. .48 seconds left in the man advantage, but it's almost immaterial because there's only 50 seconds left in the period. So we'll do it again. Wilkins on the draw. Puck tied up, comes away to the top of the circle. The Jacks trying to drive in. They get it back to the point. Looking. They go D to D, looking down low to the circle. Now, cycling around, looking for a lane. Nice tip there by Darlene. Still held on the line. The Jacks pressuring, looking from the sideboards. Now, sweeping around, leaving it at the point. Now, walking in, looking, down low, back to the side wall, looking. Now out front, tipped away at the last second. Wilkins sliding out to Bergmeyer. Bergmeyer driving down the right side, just throwing it down deep. 10 seconds left. The Hornets done a great job of killing off this crucial penalty. Long stretch pass all the way up, stepped up by Mizzle. Well done. As he holds the line. And that'll do it for the period. Bemidji 4, Hornets 3. With the final period to come. All right, start of the third period. Hornets down a goal. We got Nolan, Kervita, and Ferrara backed up by Potter and Potts. And the Hornets need a goal. So let's get one. Ferrara now racing down the left side, trying to drive through, intercepted by the Jacks as they reverse course and throw it down into the Hornet zone. Just beyond Quickie's reach. Held up there. Hornets now trying to break out into the slot area. Ferrara comes away, throws it to Nolan. Nolan through the red line, gaining on the left side. He's got Kervita. Can he see him? All the way across. Tips off the outside of the net. Jacks now looking to reverse. Rolling up through on the transition. Swept aside. Good job by Potts to stop that forward progress. Jacks looking to reset, and now they gain on the left side again. Rolling in, trying to center the pass. Potts' stick was knocked away, and the puck was sent out of play. 17-minute periods here. A little bit unconventional, but hey, nothing like more hockey. As Dorsey, Ivany, and Hester roll on. Backed up by Darlene and Mizzelt. Ivany set to take the draw to the right of Quickie. Puck sent back all the way down to the corner. Jacks from behind the net, center out front, nobody home, and this puck's going to slide all the way down. And icing is avoided by the tender as they cycle behind the net. Dorsey in, pressuring, held on the line. Swept away, rolling in fast on the right side. Nice, beautiful sweep by Mizzle to stop that attack. Boys all piled up on the wall. Who's going to come away? Into the slot area. A soft backhander, easily handled by Quigg. Dangerous, though, because he was all alone. Opening salvos of the third period. Hornets need a goal as they battle back from a 4-1 deficit. Ivany on the draw again. Puck tied up on the dot, comes away, tied up right in the slot. Darlene cycles it around the far side, held at the point. Jacks throw it down to the near side wall. Back to the point again, now up to Hester. Hester rolls through, he's got Dorsey. All the way around, can he see Dorsey? Yes, yes, no. Stick checked at the last moment. Jacks now reversing course, rolling up, looking to break out. They do. Long stretch pass, intercepted by Potter. Sneaked around Potter. Now a shot, contested at the last second by Darlene, who throws it up to Hester and out of play. For both teams, that seems to be the key. Quick transitions, long stretch passes have been the order of the day. So Bergmeyer, Wilkins, and Ewers are rolling in. Jacks holding it on the wall, trying to get in the slot area as they roll on the circle, back to the point. Looking for a lane, they just throw it down deep. Bergmeyer, first man back, tries to tie up his man. It's sent away, now Potter slams it up. Jacks control in the neutral zone, and they throw it back right down the other way. It's Bergmeyer who slides it across to Potts. Potts looks up ice, banks it up to Ewers, but controlled by the Jacks D as they go D to D. From behind the net, Jacks are cycling, looking up ice. Tipped away, here's Wilkins, he's in the slot, can he fire? He does, but he misses the net. Now, on the near side wall. Jacks pressuring through the neutral zone. They get it up, a 3-on-2 situation. Rolling into the high slot. Now down low, can they get a short-sider? No, Quickie holds them off. Nice save at 13:59 in the third. Nolan on the draw. He's got Kervita and Ferrara. Ferrara now wheeling around. He's stick checked away. It's sent up on the near side wall. Pinched up by the Jacks D from the high slot. Sticked away by Kervita. Now behind the net. Jacks controlling. Looking to center it out front. That's deflected as they hold on the near side wall. Back to the point. Long shot. Sticked away by Quickie. as the Jacks are doing a good job holding the zone. All the way around, down to the far side corner. Mizzle golfs it out of the zone. This one's going to sneak all the way back. The Jacks will have to reset. Long stretch pass up to the red line. All the way across. 2-on-2 situation. Rolling into the slot. Disrupted by Nolan. Still held in the slot. Rolling around. Looking for that shot. High shot over the net. Mizzle contains his man to the outside. Ferrara doing the same. Doing a good job, but he blows a tire. All the way back down. Jacks holding from the corner. Looking. Nolan doing a good job, holding his man. So is Ferrara. But the Jacks are persistent. So they try to jam it around. Mizzle still from behind the net. Now it's Ferrara from the side wall. Looking up ice. Sends it to Nolan. Nolan with a back around move. Rolling around. Oh, and an offside by Kervita. Woulda, coulda, shouldas, but nothing. At 12:39. Ivany Dorsey Hester on with Potts and Potter. Ivany on the draw just outside the Jack zone. Jacks contain the puck on the far side wall and throw it down deep, but held up by Potts. Still rolling. We're going to get another penalty here. Hornets will get another tripping call as it's held down on the side wall. Jack cycling, held across, still on the line, now pulled out of the zone. And now we get a whistle, and someone's going to the box. And it looks like Potter. So once again, the Hornets find themselves down a man in the third period and down one goal. So Dorsey and Bergmeyer out to kill with Mizzle and Darlene. Tied up on the dot. Poked back, still held in the neutral zone by the Jacks as they roll up and gain on the left side. Stopping short. Nice job by Dorsey to push it back out of the zone. Still doing yeoman's labor. Holding at the point. Still working it. Now the Jacks finally gain control. A little bit in disarray as they can't seem to find the handle. As Mizzle does a good job holding to the outside. Bergmeyer slams it up the wall. It's still held in the zone. And here come the Jacks as they roll in on the dot. Looking, trying to roll it around. Quickie stops it. With 1:26 left in the man advantage. 11:40 on the clock. So Ivany and Dorsey staying out. Puck tied up on the dot. A quick short side stuffer shot. Turned away by Quick. Darlene holding behind the net. Now golfing it out of the zone. Can it be held? Yes, it does. But it's now Pot turn to throw it up to Bergmeyer. Bergmeyer racing across the line. He kicks it. He's working it. And it's tipped away. And the Jacks remain in control from their own zone. Looking up ice. Looking. Now through the neutral zone. Gaining right in the center. Centering pass. Turned aside. Swept aside by Quickie. And Dorsey jams it out of the zone all the way down for an icing. With 45 seconds left in the Bemidji power play. We got a line change. As Ewer and Hester roll on. Try to kill off the rest of this penalty. Hester on the draw. Puck sent back to the point. The Jacks look. They go D to D from the high slot. Looking. Nice tip pass there. Here's an opportunity for Hester. Hester rolling. Ewers. Ewers from the high slot to Hester. Hester stops short. Oh, he can't get the penalty, but there will be a penalty. Yes! The man advantage has been neutralized. This Bemidji will be sent to the box and likely a tripping call. Indeed it is. And we're going to have some 4-on-4 hockey for the next 30 seconds. And then the Hornets will be on the advantage for a minute and a half. As Ivany, Hester, Darlene, and Mizzelt take up the cause. Deep in the Jacks territory, Ivany on the draw. Puck slams down the corner. Ivany trying to battle it, and the Jacks come away as they roll up through the neutral zone. Gaining on the right side, rolling through, a centering pass to nowhere. Mizzelt collects down in the corner, sends it up to Hester. Hester throws it up to Ivany. It's a little bit too far, and it's held down in the zone, and we do get an offsides. 8 seconds left in 4-on-4 hockey, and then it all turns in favor of the Hornets with 10:23 on the clock. Nolan and Dorsey roll on. Puck tied up on the dock, sent back to Darlene. Darlene looks up ice. He surveys. Looking. Penalty is now killed off. Hornets are back up to 5, up to Dorsey. Dorsey wheeling around. He loses the puck. It's right in the front. Quickie has to make a huge save with his leg. Now a long stretch pass up to Hester. He's going to be offsides. Hornet fans voicing displeasure, but it was offsides. So now the power play begins in earnest. With Nolan, Dorsey, and Hester, backed up by Darlene and Mizzle. Puck tied up on the line. Both teams battling. Here comes Nolan as he rolls in. He's got Dorsey out front. There's a shot from the side. It hits the twine. Nolan still controlling in the corner. Back to Dorsey behind the net. He rolls to the corner. Back to the point to Darlene. Darlene surveys from the point. Looking. Back down. Back to Hester. Oh, and Darlene just couldn't contain the zone. We're going to have to reset. Hester now from the red line. Throws it up to Nolan. Nolan cycling. Looking. Gains on the left side. Rolls in all the way around the circle. Looking. Still holding the puck. Battling his man. Throwing it to Hester on the near side corner. Hester back to the point to Darlene. Down to Hester. Hester now wheeling in, looking, more looking. Now to Nolan. Nolan slides it down to Hester. Hester back to Nolan. Looking for a lane. Now on the dot, firing off the belly of the Jacks tender. And here come the Jacks on the reverse. Rolling through. Darlene doing a good job stopping it. Dorsey now picking up in his own zone. 10 seconds left in the man advantage as Dorsey rolls through. Slides it all the way up to Nolan. Nolan wasn't ready for it. And it's all the way back to Potter to reset. Both teams at full strength. Potter rolling through the red line. Gaining on the left side. Walking in. Short side shot. And stuffed away by the Jacks tender with 8:34. Time ticking away as the Hornets look for the equalizer. With Bergmeyer, Ewers, and Wilkins rolling on. Backed up by Potts and Potter. Berge on the draw. Puck tied up on the box. Puck sneaks around in the near side corner. Wilkins there to meet his man. Boys battling for the puck. Who's going to come away? I don't know. Potts throws it back down behind the net. Ewers throws it back to the point to Potter. Potter now trying to throw it on. And now here's an opportunity for the Jacks as they roll in. Potter blows a tire. It's a 2-on-1. And somehow Quickie makes the save. Some confusion. I'm not sure what the deal is, but Quickie did in fact make the save. Bemidji just couldn't find the handle on the 2-on-1, and we'll do it again. Berge on the draw. Puck sweeps away. Potter from behind his net. Looking. Sends it all the way up to Wilkins. Wilkins on the wall. Wilkins having trouble handling. Now it's back behind. Bemidji tries to center it. It's in the slot. It's chipped away. Bemidji holding in the corner. Sliding around on the dot. Looking for opportunities at the point. Slid down deep. Potts from behind his net. Bangs it up. It's in the air. Who's going to come away? It's Wilkins. Now it's in the slot again. Quickie had to make a save. Now it's back. Can it be held? Yes. Bemidji holds it at the point, and they throw it all the way back down. 7.5 minutes remain. Hornets having a hard time breaking out. Potter mauled by a couple of Bemidji guys as they roll around. Hornets need a line change. They throw it all the way down. We should get an icing and a line change. So Nolan, Kavita, and Ferrara. Backed up by Mizzle and Darlene. Nolan on the draw. Puck slides across, back to the point. Quick shot by the Lumberjacks, turned aside by Quick. Held on the point, thrown around. Mizzle tries to throw it up. It's still held at the point and thrown back down. Right into the slot area again. Missed shot by the Lumberjacks. The Hornets really have to get control here as they throw it back to the point again. Now stolen by Kavita. Thrown down, and the Jacks will have to reset in their own zone. Long stretch pass as now they roll up and gain on the right side. Into the center, all the way across. One-timer shot, turned aside by Quick. Jacks now pressing, thrown into the zone. Quick finally covers up. As the Hornets are just having a hard time gaining control. With 6:31 on the clock. Ivany, Dorsey, Hester, backed up by Potts and Potter. Ivany on the draw, tied up on the dot. Quick shot, waffled aside by Quick. Held in the corner, all the way back to the point. Long shot, off target, as the Jacks still hold down low right on the dot. They sweep it across the crease, nobody home. On the point again, held down low. The Hornets just can't seem to break out. Now Dorsey sweeping up, tried to get it up to Hester, nothing doing. Dorsey picks up his own rebound, rolls in on the left side, stopping short, toe drags around. Yes, a shot, nothing. Oh, he had Hester. He had Hester, didn't see him. And the score remains 4-3. Ivany on the draw. Comes back to Dorsey. Dorsey trying to center it back. He throws it down into the corner. Now on the wall. Dorsey charging in. Deflected away by a Lumberjack. Held on the point. Down to Ivany. Ivany looks. Saucers it across. Waffled away by the Jacks tender. Dorsey and Hester both trying to hold the zone. Back to Potts. Potts throws it up the wall. Down to Hester. Hester curls around. Gets it back to Potts. Potts from the point. Fires. There it is out front. Traffic. Nothing. The Jacks now reversing course. Rolling up through the neutral zone and gaining on the right side. And burying it in the upper corner. That could be trouble, folks. 5-3 now. The transitions are killing us. As we put good pressure on. And they get beat on the opposite end. Bergmeyer, Wilkins, and Ewers. Backed up by Donnelly and Mizzle. Ewers throwing it into the Lumberjack zone. Bergmeyer giving chase in the corner. Pinning his man to the wall. Good hit. As now the Jacks reverse course and roll up through the neutral zone with speed, gaining on the right side. Mizzle does a good job containing his man to the outside, but they're slippery. And the puck rolls back up on the near side wall to Wilkins. Wilkins has Ewers. Ewers can't quite handle the hot pass and is swept back into the Hornet zone. Bergmeyer trying to hold his man to the outside. Mizzle pins his man to the wall. Jacks come away as they roll on the circle and throw it back down deep. Less than 5 minutes to play. Here it is from the circle. A shot by Quick, and Quickie saves it. Now it's out front again. Banging away. Nothing. Another shot legged aside by Quick. Boy, the shots must be heavily in favor at this point of the Lumberjacks as Darlene now racing down, chipping the puck up on the wall, and held by Potter in the neutral zone. Tipped up by Ferrara, thrown into the zone as the Lumberjacks reset deep in their own zone. Long stretch pass through the neutral zone. Swept aside by Potts up to Potter. Potter tries to throw it up to Ferrara, intercepted, and the Jacks throw it on net. Potter from behind his net, throws it around to Potts. Potts looks up, fans, now fans again, and the Jacks pick it up and they look to center. Out front, short side suffered, nothing, swept away. It's a pile-up. Now it's Kavita. Kavita goes all the way across to Ferrara. Ferrara sends it up to Nolan. Nolan trying to work his way through, battling two guys from his knees, throwing it down into the corner. Ferrara meets his man. Kavita in to help out. Kavita throws it out front. Nobody there, but there's Potter from the circle, firing. Saved by the Jacks tender with 3:26 to play. And the Hornets, how fortuitous, have found themselves on a power play. Bemidji sent off for interference. And the Hornets call for a timeout. Hornet coaches giving inspiration, dialing up plays, and everything else associated with the timeout. What could be brewing? I don't know. But it needs to happen fast because there's only 3:26 on the clock. So on this power play, we're going to have Ivany Wilkins, Darlene Bergmeyer, and we need another skater. And Ferrara rolls on. So Ivany set to take the draw to the right of the Jacks tender. Puck tied up on the dot. Comes away to Bergmeyer. He scoots around the backside of the net to Wilkins. Wilkins looking, now down to Bergmeyer, looking from behind the net. No one's out front. Now down to Nolan. Nolan working it, back to Ivany. Ivany from the point, looking. Down to Nolan. Nolan in the corner, cycling, looking across, leaves it to Ivany. Ivany from the near side. A lot of congestion out front as Darlene sends it down to Ivany. Ivany fires into the equipment of the Jacks. Now, out front, nothing. Slipped around to the near side boards and it hit the webbing, so we will have a stoppage of play. Hornets had pulled their goalie. And now Quickie's back in the net. He'll probably roll off very soon. Ivany on the draw. Tied up on the dot. Puck comes back. Swept aside, but the Jacks now rolling through. Pinned aside by Darlene as the Jacks maintain control in the neutral zone. Rolling up, looking for opportunities, throwing it down deep. Quickie stops it short behind the net. Darlene throws it up on the near side wall. Beyond Ivany's reach, it throws down into the corner. Jacks looking to gain control and waste time. And now it slides right into the crease. Darlene now sweeps it up, rolls through the neutral zone, through the red line. Gains the line, walks in, leaves it for Ivany. Ivany toe drags it, leaves it in the slot. It's swept aside. And it goes all the way down into the Hornet net on a pulled goalie. And the score is 6-3, and that's pretty much the nail in the proverbial coffin with 2 minutes remaining to play. So Dorsey, Ewers, and Hester roll on. Backed up by Mizzle and Potter. Ewers banging away, trying to sneak the puck away. Rolls all the way back to Mizzle. Mizzle from his D, slides it up to Dorsey. Dorsey over to Mizzle. Mizzle through the red line. He gets it knocked off. Hard charging as the Hornets take out the Jacks. And it's picked up. And we're going to get another interference call. As Mizzle will be shown the gate with 1:41 to play in this 6-3 contest. One step forward, 2 steps back. As the Hornets can't seem to get out of their own way. Hester and Dorsey on to kill with Potts and Potter. Puck slides back behind the Hornet zone. Jack's controlling from the corner. Throwing it down, trying to center the pass from behind the net. Looking. Wasting time, back to the point. Jacks look across, down to the circle. Sneaking around Potts, trying to short side it. Nothing. As the Jacks now slide it all the way back down behind the net. Jacks from the point, looking. They go D to D, looking for a lane. Back down to the near side point, all the way across. One-timer, stopped by Quickie. Well done. Potts jamming up the wall, but is still held at the point. Jacks now from the high slot, looking, down to the circle. Looking across, down to the corner. Under 1 minute to play in this contest. From the far side corner, all the way across, looking. Quickie makes the save. Jackson, complete control. Back to the point. Looking across from the high slot. Trapped away by Quick with 33 seconds. Nolan on the draw. Quick shot off target as it's held at the point. Jacks throw it down to the near side corner. Ivany smacking his man. Still held at the dot. Looking all the way across. No connection on that pass. Under 20 seconds to play. All the way over to the near side dot. Out front. Sticked aside by Quick. Out front again. Banged home. And we have a 7-3 score as the wheels have come off. And this is all but certain. No on the draw, sent back to Mizzle. Mizzle just throws it down and out of play. And we'll have time for one more face-off. And that does it. Hornets go down 7-3 or 8-3. I'm not really sure what the final score is. Challenging day for the Hornets as they just couldn't find enough answers. As they go down in defeat once again. Tomorrow's game, I believe, is at noon. Not sure who we play. But as I say, another day. So enjoy the rest of your Friday evening. and we will see you tomorrow.